is the tapered seat. The tapered seat is narrow in the front, wedged wider to the back, with substantial padding on top for user comfort. The unit slides on the upper vertical column. Again, the two screws are tightened at the desired height. The tapered seat can be ordered in various lengths. The design for the extra length is to prevent crossing over or scissoring of the legs, so your adjustment would be made so that the bottom comes below the knee. In addition to the unicycle seat and the tapered seat is an accessory for the unicycle seat. If not using or needing pelvic stabilization, this sling can be taken off and you can use just the thoracic ring and the unicycle seat. To stabilize the pelvis minimally, we have a posterior block which slides onto the back of the unicycle seat slide bar. It will have an adjustment that will unlock to let it down for the individual to get in and out. By lifting it up, it will automatically lock in place. Our adjustment is obtained by loosening the T-nut adjustment on the unicycle seat, shifting the unicycle seat in appropriate position, tightening down, then adjusting the depth of the posterior pad in a preferred position, putting it in a down position, and then tightening the hex nut to the back side. Again, when that comes up, it automatically locks. To change the height of the pad, there are two Allen screws on the back of the pad. I can loosen these two and then shift the pad up and down to a desired user. New to the Gait Master 1 and 2 is the feature that allows us to tilt the upper support column that houses all of the support units, the thoracic, pelvic, and the seat. We can now, by loosening the nut cap on the top and the bottom of each side of the upper column, we're able to, when loosened, tilt our upper frame with the components forward slightly, a few degrees, and or back. Once we have a desired amount of tilt, we need to tighten the top nut and the bottom nut. It's very important that they are both exactly the same to ensure that the unit will travel in and out of the upper and lower frame. Another feature on both the Gait Master 1 and 2 is the locking rear wheel mechanism. Featured on the Gait Master 1 that we have here, the location of the locking brake is low above the rear wheel. By moving the handle forward on each rear assembly, locks the rear wheels. Pulling the levers forward then releases the wheel. In addition to the locking brakes, the Walkabout 1 and 2 has swivel locks that is available on all four wheels. This particular unit has the lock on the rear wheels, which by pulling the little release pin, rotating it to the deep channel, now locks on both rear wheels the swivel of the casters, which prevents the unit from laterally shifting as easily. For someone that would possibly need even less lateral shifting, it is available on the front casters. Then that would allow you only to go straight forward or back. In addition to the swivel locks, there is a no-back assembly. By adjusting the knob on the rear casters, I can loosen or tighten this, which will now allow me to go forward but not to back up, only forward. Another option available on the Gait Masters 1 and 2 is a safety or elongated front frame. Each wheel on the front of the frame is able to be adjusted out for extra length for outside use. So there's a series of holes in 1-inch increments that will let us elongate the frame out for more stability. Also, by moving the front caster out farther, in some cases will help the individual from hitting their toe on the front caster. We have now set up the unit for user use. Our adjustments have been made according to the measurement sheet. we will take a look for any fine tuning. So we'll open up the components. We'll move it into Giovanni, and Giovanni is able to get it in and out without assistance. We want to lock both brakes. We have the unit down into low position. I'm going to assist Giovanni up to a standing position. He can get onto the seat. We'll come around behind and attach the pelvic sling with the Velcro closure, and then also attach both the upper and the lower safety straps. These can be adjusted a little bit snugger or a little looser. We want to make sure he's got plenty of range at his hips if he needs it for his reciprocating gait. He's going to go ahead and lock up the thoracic supports on his own. We've got it tilted a little higher in the back so it gives him good support without interfering up front. Hands-free, he's able to use the unit without any problem. And on the pelvic strap, one point to note is that the strap is adjustable posterior and anterior, so if we need to shift the pelvis and also the seat at the same time to align the pelvis, that we can accomplish easily with the Velcro closure in the front and the back of the pelvic strap. We can unlock the brake. We'll get Giovanni turned here a little bit, and then we'll get him into a standing mode and activate the gas shock spring, send him in partial standing. Now he can set or stand up and down, and he can basically spring, go ahead and sit down and stand up and jump up and down. Okay, so he's on aerodynamic mode now, so he's taking very little weight at his inseam. So we have fine-tuned, our sternum rest is hitting him about mid-sternum away from his throat. He has got good upper trunk support, so does not need much support with the sternum rest. So that gives him freedom of movement. Plus we have plenty of room with the thoracic ring posteriorly, because again he is able to control himself somewhat. If he had a little bit weaker upper trunk, we would possibly make a fine tune and move these in a little bit closer. The seat is pretty comfortable for you. Do you want me to shift it forward or back? Is that about right for you there, guy? Okay, fine. He doesn't need the swivel locks or back locks. So this little guy is set to go. So we'll let him go around in this area a little bit, get a little idea of how he can be with hands free. He doesn't need to hang on. If he chooses, he can. And so we're all set to go. So thanks, bud. You look great. Mulholland Positioning would like to thank you for viewing this presentation. Hopefully it will be helpful when setting up and using your new Gait Master. I'd like to thank Giovanni and Bailey for their help. And again, thank you for listening to this presentation. See you guys.
Hey, why didn't they ring me back?
See you later.